Good morning, Dave. It's Sunday morning. Slow start to today. How's the project coming along?
Well, it's coming. We have the trailer, the 20-foot trailer's got a floor and a deck on it now. It's moved around to position. Just a matter of figuring out what our next move is. We have some remodeling to do inside the camper. So that means some gutting. But neither one of us have really done anything like that. So we're not really sure where to start. Do we just start smashing the floor out, or, I mean, methodically is the way to go. So taking trim off and scraping off the vinyl flooring and then seeing what's underneath that, I guess is the way to go. I don't know. But probably won't do anything today. I'm not in the mood.
Gonna take today off.
Yeah.
Great. We can keep talking about different things with the project. It always helps. Different ideas.
Well, the camper basically is going to be homemade, self-contained, off-grid home.
Probably won't be able to see this, but there's a tentative design for the camper. Once it gets on the property, you can see starting down here, that's the rear deck. Walk into the door there. You've got an office on the left, a table with benches on the right. Got a spot for drift right beyond that. And then going back to the left, we've got a shower and bathroom. Then we've got the kitchen, fully equipped, fridge, stove, sink. We'll have running water. Over to the right here is the bench and storage. There's a light there. It'll be an area to read or hang out while someone's doing something in the kitchen, or it's a bed too. And then you go up a step here to the main bed in the front of the camper. And that's is that a double or a queen size in
I'd say
there?
it's even maybe a king. It's a pretty big space up there. I gotta measure.
It's got a low ceiling because it's up like a bunk bed type thing, but it's something that would be easy to get used to, especially for me. I've slept in bunk beds before, so I'm used to that. That's designed 20 foot from front to back.
And see if I've got a picture, sort of.
What is it that we're
Well,
looking
just
at?
an idea of how we're going to build the addition. The camper is going to sit so that there's about 5.5 feet or so at the back of the trailer. So we're going to build an addition, and that's kind of the style of the addition. And it's going to be a slanted roof that's going to open up at the back. So when you're traveling down the road with the camper, it's going to, not obviously, it's aerodynamic. And it's made also to catch water. So there'll be a water drain and a water catch in there. Excuse me. And so we'll do that. And there's also, on the back of the bumper of the trailer, we're going to hinge deck. It's an 8x4, so it's just one sheet of plywood essentially. And anyway, we'll frame that up and it'll fold out so that when we get onto location, we'll have a deck.
That's me sitting there on the back of the deck. That's Dave. And that's Drift. And that's the fire pit out there. That's good.
Yeah, well, you can see I did I really had to think long and hard whether or not to become an artist. Yeah.
I think you should.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Let me show the other, because this is actually really cool. That's like that's really, really good. You can totally see exactly what you've done here. You've got your bed up here, and you can see how you've tried for perspective there. I love this. This is the addition. You got your, look at that, how we did the shelves, the cupboards. That's awesome. It's really good. And then this one here shows the actual measurements to scale. This is all done to scale. And it is exactly what your idea here is. Except in yours, I don't know where your bathroom is supposed to be.
Well, excuse me, I think at one point we discussed taking the shower and bathroom out of there entirely and making more room for whatever, and then having a loo outside. But I think
okay.
we've come back to the idea of just having it inside, so I left it.
That's a little diagram that he did of, I guess, the
Well,
addition.
again, that was just the sort of it's wrong, that's an early idea. I was going to make just basically a square box on the back, but
It's really good, though. It's very good. Really good. What else have you drawn? Can I see that
Well,
one?
this little thing here was one of my first lines that I tried to basically show the camper, how it would sort of look, the dimensions of it and stuff, but, you know, lots
cool.
of us, well,
Yeah.
I don't know about that, but...
Oh, and this one up here.
Yeah. Well, initially, see the back of the camper, the truck camper, it's, I don't know what the angle is, the degree, maybe 15-degree angle or something, so the back of the camper actually, or addition, sorry, has to sort of taper with the camper, and so that first drawing that was on the other page there that you were looking at was kind of...
That's the one I've got back on here.
But we've changed it.
Yeah. This was the earlier one when you were trying to figure out how to do the back.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what we sort of think is what it will be.
Clearly, these are not something that we would be videotaping and putting up on YouTube. Oh, wait. But anyway, so that's what it is. And professional architects and draftsmen were not. But
Well, I think that...
it's enough to give us some... I mean, you know, I think that we have to also, again, decide on materials, so that's another big question.
I think this one actually, done to scale, is pretty darn good.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying that there's a lot of things that aren't in there in terms of like...
We could add them in anytime.
materials. Yeah, maybe we should make a list of materials.
You can take it from here now, you know.
Like shower, for example, and then we would make
Got
a
all the
list of
measurements. Yeah.
materials,
But I think...
we need plumbing, like ABS piping. We need hardware, you know, I think. We talked about tile instead of,
Right.
you know, so, excuse me.
Getting it stripped down to what you are going to strip it down as far as, then we can take actual measurements.
Mhm.
Because these are close, but I don't think they're completely accurate, and we need to get in there,
Oh,
get it stripped down.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's just a guide. That's,
This is just a guide to see if it'll all fit.
mhm.
And according to this, it will. We've got some work to do on the oak table. That's, maybe you could pull that out this week.
The oak table's kind of a cool little thing. We have a workbench downstairs. Oh, we don't use it very much. I mean, you know, it's... but anyways, it's a nice oak, I guess, work table, bench, tabletop, and we're going to sort of sand it down and take my rotor and, you know, just kind of round off the sides and the end of it, and then we're going to use this workbench table that has been here probably for 40 years or so, maybe even 60 years, who knows. But it's been here a long time. We're going to make that part of our camper. So we're taking a little part of 8 Reddick here in Virginia Town, and we're putting it into our camper and taking it with us when we go.
there might be more that we take by
There
the
will
end of...
be, but
Because this project is being done here in Virginia Town, then
Yeah.
being transported down
yeah,
to Westmeath.
yeah, it's a 5-hour drive with this homemade camper. Everything has to be constructed properly, and
And
I've
then-
got, I wouldn't call it experience at all, so I've got a friend helping me that has a lot more experience in construction and stuff, but
What about towing this sucker down there?
well,
That's going to
you
be
know,
something.
Yeah. It's gonna
Talk
be-
about not having any experience with that either.
The whole thing is a new experience. I mean, we just bought just under 3/4 of an acre, and most of it is still bush, so that all has to be cleared and grubbed. And, you know, we are starting a completely, construction site. It's fresh, you know, going in there and learning everything. You know, where we want to build a completely off-grid home.
We've
Started.
talked and talked and talked about this, and we've watched videos, and we're still learning, but we have the ability, the tools, the property. We have everything that we need to set this project in motion, and over the next year, we're going to work on it. We're going to keep working on it. That's going to be the fun part.
It's taken us 5 years.
We've been 5 years here.
You know,
Yeah.
5 years. So, you know, the idea was to sort of figure out a way to reduce our cost of living. And when you're paying $1,000 plus for rent,
Or on a mortgage.
or whatever it might be, and then on top of that, you're living what we would sort of call a normal life, which means you know, you go to restaurants and concerts, and you have vacations, and you go to birthday parties and whatever, right? So life,
Right.
just
Yeah.
life, and it was really difficult to, you know, keep our chins above water, let alone get ahead. So we just run a little home-based business, and you know, for us, the reason we wanted to do our business to begin with wasn't to get rich. It was just to have our own time at home, being together and having the ability to steer our vessel in the direction that we wanted to take it, rather than to be part of a larger collective vessel that moves in whatever direction it moves, because that's what best suits it. And we've decided that's not really what we want. And, so the next port, we got off the ship and have been sort of sailing the high seas of life in our little lifeboat, called our little home business. And we really just have been keeping things pretty simple, keeping our cost of living down to a point where we could, you know, generate that sort of amount of money without needing to go crazy, and to expand our business and to become very busy. You know, you look at the word business, it's essentially 2 words, and that's busyness. And busyness isn't what really we wanted to accomplish.